Let's return to our top story. The Employment Minister rebuffing the port operator DP World's urging to intervene in this pay dispute with its workforce. There are warnings the planned strikes could result in social chaos if the issue isn't resolved. Let's talk now with Professor Vinh, an expert in supply chain management and logistics with RMIT. First of all, I guess just what you make of this dispute, because on one side, we've got the union saying this is a big evil corporation that's backed by, a big oil state. On the other side, the corporation's saying, hang on, these are workers on 140K who just want more money. What do you make of the dispute itself?
I think the situation is quite dear at the moment because on the one side, we all acknowledge that the union have the right to protect the rights of the workers. But on the other side, the corporation, the port operators also have their own justification to say that, if the matter is not going to be resolved very soon, then it's going to have the direct, indirect, and induce impact on not only the maritime supply chain of the country, but also the national economy, as well as the social stability at the same time as well.
How do our ports go in terms of the cost of running them, including those worker costs, and I guess how they perform compared to the rest of the world?
DP World is one of the leading port operators in the world, as we all know. And in Australia, they control, the stake in the market is about 40%. I would say that, for a big country like Australia, although the volume is not that, in the leading of the table, it still is considered to be quite major. And therefore, the performance of the terminal operators will have the impact on the country's export and import. So on the one side, we have to make sure that, for cargo will need to go through smoothly, both for export and import. But at the same time, we need to make sure that, the exporter and the importer will not have to bear the unreasonable cost, put that way. So for the time being, using industrial dispute as the reasons, we can see that from both positive and negative sides. So on the one side, we say that we see the importance of the port in the maritime system, but at the other side, we say that it can be easily a choke point as well. So any conflict within the port territory, whether that is labor dispute or productivity and things like that, we need to be resolved as soon as possible.
Yeah, so as you point out, this affects everything we buy here, the price you pay for something that's shipped to the country. And for exporters too, it affects the price they get. So with these warnings of the supply chain, I know we've all sort of become quasi-supply chain experts since COVID, but you are one. How significant would be if this sort of degenerated into strike action? Because it combines too, I guess, with the Red Sea as well to create a bit more disruption for Australia in particular.
Yeah, definitely, I think so, because think about that, we can just imagine a big container ship with 1,000 containers on it, let's say from the importer side, right? Lots of commodity household product in Australia are coming in container. And we just passed the Christmas area, but we are coming very soon to the Lunar New Year festivity in Australia. And after that will be the Easter period. So lots of things are importing from overside are waiting on board the ship, as well as waiting inside the container terminals. So for one day, when the ship cannot be discharged, the cargo on board the ship cannot be discharged, that will carry tremendous cost implication, including the inventory carrying costs, not only for the cargo inside the container, but also the cost of running the ship. So when the ship is delayed at the port, right, the ship cannot go back to the origin, and then another ship have to wait as well. That means the frequency of the ship calling the port will be slowing down, and that means that from the exporter side, they have to wait further time. From the exporter side, what that means is the time competitiveness will be negatively affected, and that means the Australian export product in the overseas market cannot reach the destination at the time they want, and therefore they may lose out to the competitors. And that, on the macroeconomic scale level, will mean that it negative impacting the nation's balance of payment. And when it comes on, when we put everything together, right? Considering the geopolitical tension that are going on. Lots of things, for example, computer chips are actually made in Israel. And then with that political tensions, the computer chip will be delayed coming into other products like electronic products and cars and things like that, which Australia imports a lot, right? So altogether, we put all together, right? It will have a mass scale sort of impact, not only at the micro level, but the macro level as well.
Yeah, we saw those wait times for cars blow out to months and even years at times during COVID. Maybe
That's
it's
right.
on the way again. Professor Vinh,
That's right.
Appreciate your time today. Thank you.